This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Orders.
And this is For the Players, the pop culture PlayStation podcast. Over 40 years of playing PlayStation and 8 plus years in that games media combined. We thought we'd throw a hat into the ring and join that PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes and other podcast services. If you'd like to be a part of that conversation, please join us on Facebook, join us on Discord, comment below. If you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/thepopculturist. Head over there, check out the tiers. There might be something there that interests me and you.
Oh, I like that. Be more inclusive.
Well, it has to interest me because I do the content for Patreon.
That's true.
For
if you want to show the love of the pop culturist on your body, head to popculturist.com/shop, where you can buy shirts like this one and like that one. It is quite cold in here today.
I'll be chilly today.
Yeah, the hats and no hats, mugs and shirts and fucking
The
shit.
first other example you give is a product you can't get.
Yeah, congratulations. There are some new designs on there. Thank you very much to our good friend James Parry over at Pixel Beast, who actually did mock up the capitalism logo.
Yep.
Which I haven't decided whether I'm going to put as a shirt or not. I think I might.
I think a mug and a mouse pad might be a good one.
Ooh, a mouse pad's a good one. Capitalism mouse pad. I like that.
You need to. I feel like that particular design you need to keep in house.
Yeah.
You can't really kind of rep it on the streets.
Yeah, yeah,
know
that's
what I
more of a
mean?
personal thing.
Yes. You just quietly.
We next time you're playing a game, like, capitalism.
You just quietly honor the capitalism. Just like religious beliefs. Yeah. Just keep it at home. Keep it at home.
And of course,
sorry, network with other people who also enjoy the capitalism.
That's correct. We share in the love of capitalism. But of course, we are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists. Go over there and do streams and things and stuff. Hey, on a side note, we finally have got approval for monetization on YouTube's.
You mean we got it back?
We got it back, yeah, fuckers.
Fucking
But we can now make our sweet $1.64 a month. What up? It's gonna pay for nothing.
Social Blade says between like $2 and $4, so I think you're short selling us a little bit there.
Between $2 and $4.
That's almost a 100% increase on what you just said.
That's almost 4 times what I just said.
Can't even pay for my coffee every month.
Ah, damn. How you been, man?
So I'm about to get a whole lot busier.
Whole lot busier?
Yeah.
How's that apprenticeship kicking in?
Yeah, I've got to do the whole RMIT once a week.
Ooh,
starting soon. Starting in 2 weeks, actually.
What has this been for the coding course you did?
Yeah, it's gone.
Just gave up?
I just stopped. But I haven't done anything for about 6 months, and they haven't once contacted me. So I'm like, oh, you don't care? I don't care.
What if at the end they're like, here you go, here's your paper, and you're like...
Yeah, just at the end they're like, here's your certificate of completion. So, okay, fine.
Quickly, if I can shut down that email.
Yeah. Just print and delete.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Melbourne on Monday just to suss out location.
RMIT in the city?
Trams and stuff.
Very nice. That's very easy. Just go up at Melbourne Central.
I don't know how to get to Melbourne Central.
So,
I know how to get to Southern Cross.
Yeah, so you catch a train to Southern Cross, then jump on the city loop. You get off at Melbourne Central. You walk up an escalator. It's the greeting with it's the building with the big green fucking snot looking thing on the side.
I was going to get off at Southern Cross and just catch a couple trams.
You could also do that, but
I don't know what trams to catch.
Pretty much any that go down, because you'll get off at Southern Cross. Probably go to the one that goes down Burke Street. Just go down Burke Street.
Yeah, I figured they just go in a straight
Swanston.
line. Get to the right street
any that go away from the station. Is normally pretty good.
Except I'm heading down. Whoopsie!
And you're like, fuck!
It starts going up in the air. It's like, oh, what's down there?
I'm on the wrong track. Yeah,
Miss Frizzle, take me down. But yeah, so it'll be enjoyable. But it does mean every Monday probably a 12-hour day, because I've got to be there by 8 and catch a 6 a.m. train.
But you know what they say about trains? You can play Switch on them.
Yeah, that's the plan. Switching a book, I think I'll bring.
Ooh, nice.
But you can't wear cash. You have to wear work stuff.
What?
Like high-vis stuff for this particular course.
Oh,
so you're doing hands-on, you're doing welding and soldering and all the gas. Explode.
You're not in a uniform for gas, my friend.
I bring the gas with me on the train. But yeah, I think I just got to go to that first session, kind of know where I'm going, get because at the moment it's the uncertainty. It's like, where the fuck am I going? What am I going to be doing? Can I please just sit by myself? Just away from everyone else.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. You don't have to make friends.
Yeah.
You don't hang out with tradie friends. You'll have no time for us nerdy friends.
Let's go get some drinks after class. Woo!
Like, I'm doing shots right now. You're like, I'm going home.
It's just some 18-year-old just under the table. Yeah, no, I won't get in on all that stuff.
So you're not going to ditch us nerdy friends?
Because I'll be the old bloke, yeah? Because they'll all be, majority will be, you know,
Straight out of
18,
school.
19, 20, straight out of
You're
school,
like
going into trade
85.
school, and I've got grey hairs, man, so I'm the equivalent of the old cunt. Which is cool, because I can be the grumpy old cunt, and they want to leave me alone. Or I can be the cool old cunt, and just tell them to leave me alone, and they're like, yeah, man, no worries.
I heard that to his beard. He's so cool.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Yeah, he's so cool. Yeah.
Oh, I love his attitude. Other than that, I've pretty much been playing Fortnite exclusively on the Switch. Did spend $20 on the new Battle Pass.
Oof.
Oh, that's fine. The amount you get for it is good. Money Sony could have had, but you don't get it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to make a new account, to play on everything else. So I did that. Dropped $15 on the Battle Pass. Finished all the challenges. I'll be up at 3:30 a.m. the night of this recording with Alex, because apparently the rocket will be launching.
The what?
The new map.
Okay.
The season 4 is themed around heroes and villains.
It's still the same map, but is this the one?
Yeah, but the map changes through each season. You know?
Okay, because last thing I remember there was the meteor strike.
Yeah, so Meteor Strike brought in season 4.
Okay.
So there's like the hero mansion on the right side of the map,
Okay.
and there's a villain base built into the mountain on the left side of the map.
Okay.
And every week this season, the villains have been building a rocket, and every week with the update, more parts are added, more lights are on.
Mm-hmm.
Thrusters were added recently, and
Thrust.
the TVs in all over the map are counting down to 3:30 a.m. this morning, and then Epic put out a thing on Fortnite being like, make sure you're in a match at 3:30 a.m. Australian time. It's like 7 o'clock in America and shit. For something cool to happen, it'll only happen once. Make sure you're there. So every hour the sirens around the rocket go off, and you can hear it across the whole map. So yeah, the rocket's going to launch and do something cool, or the servers are going to crash. And you don't see shit.
Black screen.
But it is kind of like, for Alex, it's like a super hype thing. It's his favourite game. It's a once in a lifetime thing that's going to happen. So
Until
he's
next season.
Can we please get up at 3:30? I'm like, yeah, okay. Because if I was his age, I'd be like, I really, really want to.
Is he on holidays now?
He's on school holidays.
Oh, then fuck it.
And it's Saturday anyway.
Yeah.
So it's tomorrow Sunday, so that's fine. I've hit a wall with Hollow Knight.
Yeah?
I still enjoy it, but I've just been on the same boss for about 6 days. I can't do it. I can't beat him. I know it's frustrating because I know the patterns. I know exactly what he does. I can't tick it over
Is
to
there
a
a better
victory.
weapon? Nothing like
No,
that?
I've upgraded the weapon. I've mucked around with all my charms for things I thought might be helpful for this fight. I don't even know how close I'm getting him to death, but yeah, he's really hard.
Damn.
I did do a bit of googling. I succumbed to my
Yeah,
no
when
just to read, like, am I fucking stupid and missing something, and the general consensus is this boss is the first actual boss you hit a wall on. Like, it's the first hard boss.
But once you
of the
take
game.
him out, you're real good.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like that power shift. You get through this one big hurdle, and then the next 5 hours are pretty smooth sailing because you've learnt, I don't know.
How to beat that boss.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I'm close to firing up Bloodborne for some reason, though.
Ooh, you feeling that pain?
I don't know why. Since last night. I did also try H1Z1 Battle
Ooh,
Royale.
how'd that go?
It's get a bit of... I feel like we've been dragging a little bit. Yeah. It's a Battle Royale.
So is it very much like what you can tell it was PUBG Lite?
Well, look, I watched the trailer on the PlayStation Store,
Yeah.
and I was like, this looks pretty good. Like, graphically, I'm like, this is not what I expected. And you boot up the game and go, okay, there it is. Like, the trailer footage is so obviously heavily doctored that it objectively looks worse than PUBG does.
Okay.
But the trailer made it look almost like Call of Duty.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
That's very misleading.
So there's a little bit of a bait and switch there. It's PUBG. It's a battle royale without the building of Fortnite and without the weapon mods of PUBG. Just find the weapon and shoot it.
That's lame.
Circle shrinks. Last one alive. Map's very bland. But it looks like PUBG. Like, if you showed me a screenshot of that in PUBG, I probably couldn't tell you which is which, other than like maybe character models or something. Yeah, but it's had 10 million people play it
Because free and it's on
because
PlayStation.
it's free and it's on PlayStation. I can see why it'd be a good substitute for people wanting to play something other than Fortnite on the PlayStation. It's there. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It is exactly what it says it is, but it doesn't have... You know how now they're coming out and each one has a different spin on it, you know? Fortnite has the building, Paladins has like the class abilities, whereas this is just kind of bare bones. Simple. If you're looking for that simple game, just pick up a gun and it does what it does. You don't have to worry about what mods you have or if you have enough building resources. It's just pick up the gun and kill people. So there is beauty in simplicity as well.
Because I did download it, I did have it on the PlayStation, and then I very quickly deleted it without playing it.
Oh, okay.
I was like, nah.
I'll probably get rid of it, but I just thought, you know, I've been putting my money where my mouth is with battle royales. I've been trying out a lot of them.
You want to do the samples?
I did try Paladins 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. Rough around the edges, but what's there is a really good foundation for a very fun game. I did get a victory in my first 5 games as well.
Congratulations.
Cool. And yeah, tried H1Z1. You know, but yeah, Fortnite is just so far above in terms of just the money that can be pumped into it to make a smooth experience. A lot of companies will have trouble catching up, and that's where the semi-excitement for CODs comes in, because it will more than likely give you that realistic military-style battle royale with the funding to make it smooth and good and look great and play well, that, you know, PUBG and H1Z1 don't have. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You?
No, I've not played a lot this week. I've been trying to sink my teeth into Mario Tennis Aces.
I saw you playing that every now and then and pop up on the Switch.
Yeah, I get fucking mad at it so much.
Really?
There's like
it's just tennis.
Yeah, there's like a puzzle, which, you know, I was trying to beat it. It's the whole idea is you're in this essentially like Luigi's Mansion, Horror Mansion, right? And there's like a puzzle where there's bubbles and you've got to hit the bubbles with the tennis, with the balls, and then you've got to like, it's a bunch of fucking garbage. Little did I realize that it's actually an audio-based puzzle. And I've been playing with no headphones because I'm just getting really mad at it.
I said that about Hollow Knight too. You like those little bush things that jump out and get you. I'm like, they squeak for like 5 seconds before jumping out of the ground.
I play portable games without volume. Like, that's how I do it. Probably a bad idea. I still haven't gone back to fix it now that I know it's an audio puzzle.
Or you're just blindly hitting bubbles at shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it seems to be working up to a point. I want to get that done. I want to get back into just playing it. We do have the Pop Culturist Mario Tennis Aces open Invitational Gala Extraordinaire. I want to make the dumbest name I possibly could. I think I nailed it. We'll be organising those days soon. Mm-hmm. No set time period on that. I
feel like there's instantly a disadvantage for 50% of the people in this tournament.
Why is that?
Never having played it.
I hadn't played it. I've never played one until this one.
I know, but you'll have put in a fair few hours before I managed to pick it up and play it.
True, but the controls are...
I guess I'm going to win then.
No, the controls are quite simple. It's actually like, it's pretty simple mechanically. Like, it's just like hit, a slice hit, a lob hit. Like, that's it. And there's nothing... There are fancier things to it, but I might put some restrictions on those to make it more of a simple tennis.
Nah, don't do that.
Or if you want, you can totally go to fucking round before we do it.
Just get in.
Just go in.
If you're out, you're out.
Yep. I've got a trophy lined up, got a medal lined up.
I say that, but I'll go out and I'll fucking complain.
Yeah.
Never got to play the game before, I don't know what's going on.
You're fucking drunk.
I don't even know
what play this bullshit.
Fucking waste my petrol coming here to play this fucking stupid tournament.
What else I've been playing? Thanks to our lovely friends at Ubisoft Australia. They sent us a code for The Crew 2. Electric Boogaloo? Not really. I wish it was.
Where did that start?
I don't know.
The whole like...
There is
something too. Electric Boogaloo.
There's a movie. There's a movie in the 80s called...
I know that.
Electric
But where has this suddenly come in? I don't understand.
I've been saying it for years.
Okay, because it's everywhere, like on Reddit and everything. It's like
anytime,
something 2, John Wick 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Anytime that there's a 2 in the title, my brain always wants to put Electric Boogaloo there. I've been doing this for years.
Rhyming.
Yeah, because I'm like, Boogaloo. It's a dumb word. So we've been playing The Crew 2, which is a little different to what I remembered The Crew 1. I remember The Crew 1 having a story. I remember there being like Troy Baker being involved, and it was pretty standard. I didn't really get a lot out of it. The cars felt really quite...
Single player games are dead. There are no stories anymore.
Yeah, this is now a big open world, shared world experience where you can literally, it's literally in terms of the game sense, drive across the United States. It's not obviously the same distance. That'd be like 10 hours driving. Fuck that noise.
Why not though?
Yeah, it's a lot of world to render. But we tested it during the stream to see how far we could get across. So in this one, rather than the crew 1 was just cars. The crew 2 has cars, boats, motorbikes, and planes. So let's see how long it takes us to get from one side to the other via car. And we're getting there and there's a bunch of turns. We're not really getting a fair representation. So fuck it, let's jump into a plane. So we sat there for 20 minutes just scooting straight across. Just chat another chat. 20 minutes, and we barely made a third of the way across the map.
Decent.
I'm like, fuck.
So is it a United States scale map, or it is the United States with all the
It is,
states?
yeah, it is the United
So
map.
you're going over Alabama and Texas.
Yeah, so there are obviously because it's the same map. It's the same map but shrunk. A lot of the key locations are in the same place, like Las Vegas, San Fran. I think Las Vegas actually pushed a little closer inland. Detroit. Chicago, all those sort of things. So they're where they should be in relative proximity, but just bigger to match the small scale. And because of that, you do go across different landscapes. You do head into the Nevada desert and stuff like that. And as you head towards a bit more of the Midwest, gets a bit more foresty, a bit more green. But outside of the cities, it is kind of relatively bland terrain. But you don't have to drive to, like you said, you can actually travel. You can physically drive to everything you want to if you got hours, or you can just teleport to where you need to be and you can do the thing. The game's fine. The cars handle way better than I remember the Crew 1 handling. Planes are fun. Boats are fun. I don't see myself long term playing it. Mostly because outside of go here, do this, go here, do the race. There's no, I'm not feeling that progression, that urge to move forward. Other than unlocking new cars, earning money to unlock new cars, as well as getting new loot drops, which are loot drops of new car parts to do up the cars you have. Outside of that, if you're a car person, if you're some sort of motorhead, you probably get a kick out of it. Motorhead. To me, I'm enjoying the arcadiness of it. At the same time, we were playing it pre-release, so the shared world didn't look as shared world as it could have been. I imagine now that it's out in the wild, if I was to boot it up, it'd actually probably be a lot more populated, which would be pretty cool.
Do you know how many people per server?
No, I'm not too sure.
7,000.
8. Just 8.
Just 8.
Yeah, so it is kind of fun. I'll probably dive back into it and give another red hot go. But yeah, other than that, I've not really been playing much. This week has been a lot of getting ready for my new job. 'Cause now until Wednesday, I'm officially unemployed. So
enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, nice.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. So technically, the first thing I did since I was unemployed, I went to the bar, and then I'm going to a bar tonight. I like being unemployed.
Lame. Bars are for jocks.
Yeah,
You're
bars
a nerd.
are for cool dudes.
You're a nerd.
I'm going to Bartronica tonight, so I'm kind of meeting in the middle.
Probably just be a bunch of steroid pumped guys there.
Yeah, playing Mario Kart. Yeah, other than that,
Fuck your mom.
yeah, no, my gaming life's been pretty quiet this week.
Cool.
Bet yourself. Oh, we've done that.
We've already done that.
Oh man,
we've been doing this for 20 minutes now.
Yeah, at least. When we're done talking about what games we're playing, we tell you about the PlayStation news that you need to know about in a section that we call Inform the Players.
Number 1, the Australian Classification Board is reviewing its ban on We Happy Few's release after it's refused classification for the game. Kotaku Australia explains the review comes after an appeal, as the game was initially banned in the country due to apparent incentivising drug use in the context of the game. The Classification Board's report stated, quote, a player that takes joy can reduce gameplay difficulty, therefore receiving an incentive by progressing through the game quickly. The appeal argues that drug use in the game is portrayed as a negative, and it's used to control a dystopian society rather than a simple player benefit. Nice. The board will meet on July 3rd and has opened up public submissions for anyone who wants to stand as, quote, as an invested party to this review, though it will only be taking submissions specifically regarding We Happy Few rather than classification policies. Nice spin on it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no, it makes, you take drugs for a benefit. And they're like, well, in the context of the game, they're actually portrayed as a big negative.
Yeah.
So
this is how you control the populace. This is not. Yeah. So it's kind of going, nah, man. No, look, it's actually a negative. Just in case you went,
Yeah, look closely. No, so
this is really cool. I like the idea that they're appealing it, because I was concerned that they weren't going to. From the information that we obtained just by watching the trailers and stuff, you are led to believe that, especially from what they showed at E3, which was after it was refused classification, showing that there's in fact that negative thing. My only concern is that when you opened up to the populace like this, it never goes well. I'd like to see it go well, but I doubt that it will.
And yeah, but they're only taking.
I think they'll reverse.
They're only taking submissions for We Happy Few, so I think the people that are actually interested in that game aren't your, general internet populace. So the people that putting in submissions may be a little bit more level-headed than what you'd expect.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will flip it. I think they'll unban it. But I think they may have done that regardless.
Ooh, I don't think so.
I think they'll do it, and they're doing this as a goodwilly
bunch of stuck-up old people over there. Number 2, I'm pretty sure we reported last week about Bethesda. No,
we chose not to.
I was going to. So Bethesda are suing Warner Brothers for the Westworld game on the tablets and stuff, saying that it is remarkably similar to Fallout Shelter.
And this is coming from it's not Bethesda, or is it ZeniMax?
It's Bethesda.
Okay, so not ZeniMax parent company.
I think on behalf of ZeniMax or something like that. It's definitely all the articles.
ZeniMax is the
all the
parent
articles
company.
say Bethesda.
Okay,
are suing Warner Brothers.
Because ZeniMax is the parent company, and ZeniMax are the ones that sued Notch for his Scrolls game.
Oh, okay.
So that was my question, like whether it's actually. Oop, I just bumped my chair. Whether it's ZeniMax or whether it's.
No, it is Bethesda. Well, all the no articles mention ZeniMax as part
while I recorrect my chair, I bumped the.
But anyway, Warner Brothers has responded to the lawsuit in a statement provided to IGN. Quote, as one of the world's leading creators of intellectual property, including the groundbreaking television series Westworld, why is that relevant to anything? Warner Brothers has a deep respect for intellectual property rights. As such, the assertions by Bethesda Softworks that Warner's Westworld mobile game improperly used source code from Bethesda's Fallout Shelter are as surprising as they are unsubstantiated.
Damn it!
Warner Brothers has been assured by the game developer Behavior Interactive that Bethesda's allegations are untrue and that none of Bethesda's code was used in the Westworld game. Moreover, contrary to Bethesda's baseless accusation, Warner Brothers at no time induced Behavior to use Fallout Shelter code in Westworld. So, basically, Behavior Interactive, who made the Westworld game, also assisted with Fallout Shelter.
That's instantly suspicious.
Somewhere along those lines. And Bethesda, in their claim, have said they've found a few bugs in the Westworld game which are identical to the early alpha build of Fallout Shelter in the coding. Very hard to accidentally replicate those particular things that have happened.
And they named the bug specifically?
One of them they have, yeah. Something to do with a transition screen going blurry when it shouldn't. Same thing. At pretty much the same point in the game. And a few other things. So, just everyone's getting sued, because the next story is someone getting sued as well.
Good work on them to actually go into the Westworld game and pull it apart.
Yeah, I imagine, they would have got the game and gone through the coding and gone, hang on a second. Yeah.
And that's good. So that rather than...
I didn't realise Westworld was that popular.
Me either. Well, the first series was. Apparently the second season's pretty bit. But, as an inner world, everyone's being sued. As we now know that PUBG and PUBG Corp have pulled out of the battle with Fortnite and Epic Games. I did
do a bit more reading about that, actually, and that wasn't on face level what everyone assumed it was.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is that lawsuit from the front just seemed like, you do better than...
From public perception, yeah. And that's what we thought the same thing.
Yeah, but so comparative to this, where this has gone, no, we've looked into what you've got, and it's very much the same. Yeah. Rather than just being like, we don't like you because you're doing the same thing.
Similar to us.
Yeah, no, it's more of the, hey, we have grounds here.
Yeah. When the PUBG Fortnite one, apparently going a bit deeper into it, it was more Fortnite's first Battle Royale release trailer, specifically named PUBG.
Yeah, they said, it's
like, we like PUBG so much we thought we'd do our own. And then there was...
That's called inspiration.
And then there's also Blue Hole accusing that now there's a conflict of interest in in terms of Epic, withholding assets from PUBG, because PUBG, of course, uses Epic's Unreal Engine. So there's a little bit more.
So in that
below
case,
the
Epic
surface
can just go, that's fine. They step away. They take Unreal Engine with them.
Yeah, but that's petty.
If they're like, well, you're stopping us from using their software. Like, yeah, it's our software.
Yeah, but that's
Business.
Yeah, but it's
Capitalism.
also shit. That's
It is
also pretty shit.
It is pretty shit.
But that case has been dropped as well.
Yeah, but
now
coincidentally, after Bluehole and bring out the PUBG Battle Pass,
yes, which is atrocious,
which is double the price, half the value,
pretty much, and apparently a lot of what you unlock through the Battle Pass gets reset after each season instead of keeping.
You lose it at the end of the season.
But now that Epic Games is free from being sued by Bluehole, they've decided to sue someone else.
Like, hey, we paid all these lawyers.
Yeah, we've got to do something. It's like 8 guys in a room just like twiddling their thumbs. Hey, lawyers!
So you paid us for 5 months of work.
Yeah.
It's been 3. Fuck.
Anyway, this suit is a little bit more cut and dry. A former Epic employee is being sued for spoiling details regarding the media story days before Fortnite Season 4 was set to begin. Ooh. According to the suit, Epic says the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement with quality assurance tester Thomas Hanna, was broken when he shared details with Adam DeMarco, the individual who ultimately revealed the leak. Hanna was hired back in December of last year and had access to confidential information through private meetings regarding upcoming stuff in Fortnite. Then the information was shared 3 weeks after Hanna's last day. Epic is suing Hanna for breaking a contract and misappropriating company secrets, according to the suit. Hanna has a defense that acknowledges the breaking of the agreement, but also states he had no control over what DeMarco posted.
No.
The defendant says the leak was a mixture of confirmed information and DeMarco's own inputs and guesses. So that's not the point. You broke the agreement by telling... It doesn't matter how many people you tell. Yeah. You broke the agreement by telling someone.
See, this is the thing. People... with what we do, we deal with embargoes. Embargoes obviously not legally binding. It's just more of a hey, please don't.
If you don't agree, you probably never get anything from us ever again.
But when we deal with Nintendo, as an example, we sign a literal NDA, as in you can be like we are agreeing.
We can take you to court.
We will take you to court, and we will fuck you. Mm. And this guy, when you work with a company, especially a company with information like this, like you will sign an NDA. An NDA is not a brand new thing. Like he would know. Yeah. He would have known.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're in that, if you're that high up in the industry, you know what an NDA is. So my question is like yeah, you've got this info. Yeah, you could put it out there, but like, what's the end goal? Like for like a day, everyone's like, "Whoa, he was right," and then they forget about you. Like. There's it just doesn't seem in this particular situation there seemed to be nothing to gain.
Well, see, this is the
other than a little bit of internet.
This is the state of video game journalism, right? Like when you can leak something cool in real journalism, I shouldn't say that, but like regular journalism, like hey, this politician did this and this, like that actually has impounding effects, right? Long-term effects. So. In that area,
he was fucking his maid. Oh my god!
Yeah, no, I mean like there are leaks that can genuinely change things.
Except in the Trump administration.
Yeah, apparently those leaks just make him stronger.
Yeah. And
speaking of NDAs with him and like Stormy Daniels, like that's interesting. That's a different court case right there. So like the whole idea is like for him breaking this NDA, like granted Fortnite is huge and you get a big pump, but like the payoff of this is not worth as in this isn't going to drastically change the gaming landscape. You're not going to be the guy that spoke out, the guy that said something.
Yeah, because it's not a scandal. It's just, hey,
even a scandal, even some information, right? Like,
if you were Hanna, and I'd assume Hanna told this DeMarco guy because they were friends or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, don't tell anyone, but I got the inside.
Like, there is that.
Wouldn't you? You'd be pissed though. Like, if you told me something, if you were under an NDA and you told me, and you're like, hey,
if you're on NDA, you shouldn't be talking about it.
Exactly. Yeah. But if you did, like, we're good friends. I can trust you enough. I'll tell you. And then all of a sudden, you see me posting it on social media. But you get in trouble because I got nothing to do with the NDA.
Yeah,
you'd be pretty pissed off.
Well, I have to. We're making some assumptions, but maybe the assumption went along the lines of, "Dude, DeMarco, you got no idea. Check out this shit that I'm going to tell you all about Fortnite Season 4." Like, okay, cool. He leaves. Hello, DeMarco. Hey, DeMarco, it's Hannah. I totally didn't say it, but can we off the record? Yeah, but you didn't say off the record when we were at my house. Yeah, but off the record.
Too late now.
Ooh, it was pretty on the record.
It's literally already on social media. I didn't even make it to my car.
That's like, I think that would be a comment. Like, there is an agreement. Like, is it like I I've been told some stuff off the record, and they've been like, "Can you not repeat it?" I'm like, "It's fine. Who the fuck are we?" Like, you know what I mean?
No one to believe me anyway.
Exactly. So it's one of those things. I'm like, that's fine. Just off the record. So like, when the time comes and then the news breaks, we're like, yeah, we know about it, or something like. Well, mind you, all the news that we know is like the most minimal fucking shit.
But then in that case, it could be like when Bethesda revealed Doom Eternal. It's like, yeah, we knew about it.
Yeah,
I was under an NDA. I couldn't say anything.
That's the thing. Like, I'd been told a little bit about what Bethesda were doing, not specifics, but enough that would have been like, "Hey, people, we want to know about this." But I was like, "No, I'm just gonna keep that shit for myself because it was cool."
Makes me feel important.
It did make me feel important for a little bit. It was really nice.
After 14 years and 34 games, Telltale Games is apparently dropping its Telltale Tool engine.
Yeah. So the point of that is that guy is totally valid. That guy,
yeah, for sure, he should get sued.
For Epic are in 100% correct right there.
They're dropping their Telltale Tool engine in favour of a widely used Unity.
Oh, side note, before we get back into this one again. Whatever happened to the kid that got sued for Fortnite?
He's dead.
Oh, shit.
Bottom of a river. We don't talk about it. Multiple sources have told Variety that Telltale Tool is on the way out. Its latest outing will be The Walking Dead: The Final Season, set to release first episode in August. After this, the first game to use the Unity engine will be Telltale's Stranger Things project. Beyond Variety sources, a Telltale job listing confirms the company is using the Unity engine for future projects. About goddamn time.
It would have been cool. It would have been cool if they made their own engine, but I guess Unity has a lot of support.
Yeah. Why make if you're not the top tier AAA developer? Why make your own engine at this point? Because Telltale are very much B grade, not A, not AAA.
Them double A's?
No, not recently. When The Walking Dead first came out, sure, but not now.
Yeah.
They've kind of ran their own name into the mud at this point. I wouldn't see a benefit in Telltale spending all that money to make their own engine when the Unity engine, like you said, has all the support, will continually be updated, and they don't have to worry about shit.
Yeah.
Just let's make the game. You know what I mean? So it's about time. It's good. It'll be interesting to see, if they can kind of get their name back up. Because at the moment I hear Telltale, I'm like, meh.
Well,
whereas 6 years ago, I'd hear Telltale and I'd be like, yeah,
I'd be like,
no.
Yeah, well, you got so even back then, I'm like, you've got my interest. But at this point, I'm still like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, even if they would announce, like, here's a project, it's called Betson, and it's all about bets, I'm still like, yeah.
Yeah. Can you use Unity or something instead?
Like, yeah, but your games run like butt. I don't want to be butt.
It's just your butt.
Yeah.
On the screen.
Or choppy frame rates, and occasionally, just like you've seen some of the bugs happen in Telltale games, where like the face goes, just the eyes, just my butt just goes into eyes. Like, there's eyes in my butt.
There's just one in the middle.
Yeah.
But this turnaround seems pretty quick because I'm pretty sure I remember reading that the Stranger Things project was meant to be out later this year.
Ooh.
So yeah, but that's also going to be running on Netflix. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I guess your Unity is a bit more ambiguous is not the wrong word. Ubiquitous. Like Unity runs on phones, on consoles, on PCs, on everything.
You literally, when you boot up Unity, you click PC or mobile before you start making your game. So it's
so that'll work in their advantage as they can put it on everything, and I think in that case we'll allow it to work with Netflix.
Yeah, well they do have, because they are in the tablet market. Yes.
Yeah, I played Walking Dead Season 1 on the phone,
yeah. Blizzard has successfully patented the play of the game feature from Overwatch, as spotted by Unicorn. I think it's meant to be unicorn, but like Unicorn, like the South Park guys, like they took a girl.
UNIKM, Unicorn.
Blizzard has received their patent earlier this month, which covers the systems that define, record, and share the hero shooter's end-of-game clips. The developer applied for the patent back in December 2016. The patent document includes details about how these moments are captured, which starts by placing timestamps around notable events in the match. After that, the game server scores the events according to plurality of criteria corresponding to a plurality of play of the game categories, then pushes the clip to the top aggregate score out to all players in the match. I get wanting to patent it, but it's also like it's not that big of a thing to me anyway. Because play of the game's fucked normally anyway, because it just shows some dumb shit like doing nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't think it's patenting what you've explained to me. Like when I first read that first sentence, I was like, all right, so they're trademarking React. It's kind of like their React channel, whatever the fuck was. Like, get the fuck out. But no, but it looks very much like that they are patenting the
They're patenting the system.
They're patenting the system. Yeah, they're patenting the algorithm that
But the
pulls
thing-
that,
yeah.
which is fine with.
But does that
I'm happy
basically
with that.
mean people can still do it if they write their own script?
They can as long as it doesn't equal or reflect that one.
But how would you even know? Like a game's like, hey, we got play of the game stuff, and it works the same way as Overwatch, but it's different because you can't claim the pattern because we literally wrote the code ourselves.
Yeah.
But it still does what our code does, but it's our code, not your. Like, you know what I mean?
There is a very tough line there.
Yeah.
But I'd be curious whether there's any issues in the future of this trying to be enforced.
Play of the game means nothing anyway. I just thought it was an interesting pattern. Like it seemed to me, it just seems like such a minor thing to want to like put your stamp on it.
It really is like okay, that's the thing you have a problem with. That's weird.
Yeah, they also released a new hero.
Yeah, hamster fucking
Hammond, the hamster.
Oh, okay. His name's Hammond.
His name's Hammond.
Okay, cool. Last one was Hero 28. I'm like, that's lame.
No, that's how they introduce them because that's what number hero they are.
Yeah,
and that they've brought out.
See, this is the thing. Like, because I have very limited understanding or give a fuck about Overwatch, I was messaging you and Joel. I'm like, isn't everyone in that game human? And Joel's like, there is literally a giant fucking gorilla. I'm like,
yeah, he's the first thing you see when you boot up the game in the skippable cutscene.
I'm like, huh. I guess there's
like, there's cybernetic dude, there's robot dudes, there's purple skin girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, it's pretty much the guy with the rollerblades.
There's Roadhog, who
Tracer.
is pretty much pig.
But he's also just a big fat dude.
He's got like a snout.
Yeah, he has a mask on.
He's got different skins. You can see his schnoz.
Yeah, but I'm making
I get
in
what
my
you're
brain.
saying.
In my brain, it goes.
That's a little too far out there, isn't it?
The people that I played were all human.
Soldier 76.
Soldier 76.
Tracer,
Yeah, like
McCree.
Yeah. I'm like, these are all humans.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, there's the giant fucking.
Looks like a lot of fun actually. One of his abilities is called Wrecking Ball. He grapples onto like a roof or something, and you can just fucking swing around, and you knock people back, and you get momentum and stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
Is it enough to get you back?
No,
neither.
No, I mean, I've already got it. So I might boot it up at some point, maybe. And the PS Plus games for July 2018 have been revealed. For PS4, you get Heavy Rain and Absolver.
So if you had Heavy Rain previously, you now got 2.
You got Heavier Rain.
Heavier Rain. You have Heavy Rain, and you'll be on 2 souls.
And you can still get Black Ops 3 for the PS4.
Get the entire Quantic Dream collection.
Let's see what there's like. Please like our games and buy Detroit. For PS3, you'll get Rayman 3 HD and Deception for the Nightmare Princess. And for Vita, you get Space Overlords and Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma.
I hear Absolver's dope.
Yeah, I hear it's not bad. I've looked at it a couple of times, but it's not something I ever wanted to spend money on.
No, I don't have to.
But now I don't have to. There was no top selling games for the week at the moment.
Yes, no, PlayStation Australia hasn't posted that yet.
Shame.
Which is fine.
What a damn shame.
Thanks.
That's it for the news, Ryan, as we move into the segment where we have a chat to the players about Google wanting to enter the gaming console, the home console market.
Everyone sees the gaming console market as a lucrative place to make some cash dollary dues. We've seen everyone jump in it at some point. Apple were looking at doing it. You know, Steam tried to do it with the Ouya.
Oh yeah, they did.
And there was the I think the
Steambox.
Steambox, and I think Alienware were working on something as well. And now Google have entered the fold.
Well, apparently they've been talking about it for quite a few years now, but the chatter has recently kind of upped itself again.
Just like crossplay.
Fairly lengthy article on Kotaku
Just
about it from Jason Schreier. Does anyone else write for Kotaku?
Not really. Not like
anyone of note.
Any article that's worth knowing about, Jason Schreier probably wrote it.
I'll pull a couple of things. In recent months, the chatter about Google has gotten louder. At the Game Developers Conference in March of this year, Google representatives met with several big video game companies to gauge interest in the streaming platform, which is codenamed Yeti, sources said. Google also took meetings at E3 in LA a few weeks ago, those sources said, and from what we've heard, the company is looking not just to woo game developers to the Yeti service, but to buy development studios entirely. So, do we need it?
Do we need another console?
Do we need another home console? Because for the last 20 years, it's been Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. And it seems like all corners of the market are pretty well... For the home console market, all corners are pretty chalked out. There's crossover here and there, but Nintendo specialises in that. Sony does that well, and Xbox does this. Okay. So, is there even room for anyone else?
Well... I'm not sure. There is certainly a small area where something could slip in, which is making PC games playable on on a lounge room device. Hence why they're looking at the streaming service, I imagine. Which that's what the Ouya tried to do. The Ouya was very much Android based. They didn't have a lot going with it. More of the Steambox sort of thing, like the Alienware side thing.
Maybe it's just an Ouya, but for playing games on the Google Play Store.
Yeah, so that'd be my that would be my concern. Is if they're using it as sort of like, let's bridge the gap between PC and console, that would be cool.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of rad PC games and a lot of garbage ones too.
But Microsoft is already kind of doing that.
Well, not really. So the way with Microsoft Play Anywhere, right, or the Xbox Play Anywhere, it pretty much goes one way. It's Xbox on PC. There's no PC on Xbox. It goes very much one direction. So having something that kind of goes, hey, let's take a bunch of, because there are a bunch of PC games that just don't work on console. So it'd be really cool. Like, there's a lot of RTSs that wouldn't come across. There's that whole entire subset to fucking simulator games. I think it's more
RTS just couldn't be done with the controller.
Yeah.
I just don't see how an RTS could be done with.
It's very difficult. Having trying to play some games recently, it's not working too well. So I think if they're coming to fill that gap, fuck yeah. There are some concerns from the information that we have here. One of them being the streaming platform. Not everyone has the internet to be able to make that possible.
Yeah.
And the other thing, which I think is kind of a cool idea, I don't know how it will work, but it's interesting. So they're looking at the idea of using the streaming service to almost like a peer-to-peer
There's a bit of it.
buffer.
There's a little paragraph here about the streaming, if you want me to read that.
Yeah, go ahead.
The biggest advantage of streaming, as opposed to physical discs or downloads, is that it removes hardware barriers for games. Games like Call of Duty can reach a significantly bigger audience if players don't need an expensive graphics card or console to play them. As one person familiar with Yeti described it, imagine playing The Witcher 3 within a tab on Google Chrome. Yeah,
so the whole idea is a lot of the hardware is being done externally, giving it a bit more of an oomph. So essentially doing peer-to-peer buffering. So all the grunt is being done external and you're getting just the output. Sounds great
on paper,
but if you're trying to pull a stream of a 1080p game, 60 frames, that's a lot of data.
Yeah.
And then that's a lot of data, and you've got to somehow counteract that lag, that input delay. Like, that will happen. And that is where the toughest part will be. That's why PlayStation Now isn't running in Australia, and 2, where it runs in America, it runs poorly because it is streaming the entire time.
Yeah. The other thing with it is that, like, Google as a company, there's going to be all kinds of like redundant integration. Remember when they tried to like link Google Plus and YouTube together and just have a real like all? They just stopped. They're like, okay, no one wants this.
No one wants Google Plus.
But I'm sure they'd like to try it again. And it's like, you've got our console, the Yeti or whatever we're going to call it, and you have to be signed into this, and that has to be linked to that. And, you can't use Facebook. You have to use Google Plus. Yeah. Hey, like you shared, there's Twitter, Instagram, and Google Plus. Yeah.
On a good note, though, that should have some. You'd like to think would have some integration with like YouTube's gaming.
I've got another paragraph here. It's like we pre-planned it.
Oh, nice. It's almost like I skimmed this article before I came in here.
Imagine you're playing a game and you run into a tricky boss or don't know how to solve a puzzle. Instead of opening up your laptop or checking your phone for a guide, you could press a button to activate an overlay on your screen that queues up a YouTube walkthrough of the game you're playing. Yeah,
I was going the other way rather than pulling from YouTube, as in pushing to YouTube. That'd be pretty cool.
What do you mean?
Like, as in built.
You could stream to YouTube from the console, theoretically.
Yeah.
Because PlayStation
YouTube,
has its own streaming service and all that.
But like it would like having it being from Google, it would have complete integration, which would be great. You could do all your donates and your super chats and your sponsorships.
Literally, like if you're playing the game, there'd be like a stream overlay button. It's like, do you want to begin streaming now? Yep. Okay, you're streaming.
Yeah, and it's running.
None of like this tab, that tab, sign into this, get into that.
Yeah, it just works.
Yeah, so that could be cool too. But if they can't get first-party developers making good games for it, there's no point. Yeah, in my opinion.
And that's the big. I think the biggest hurdle that they will find is getting game devs to be interested to either make exclusive titles that are worthwhile, because like people. See, we're at a point right now where third-party developers will make games for PlayStation and Microsoft because they've got 20 plus years per console. You know what I mean? Xbox has been around.
Yeah, decades of metrics to look at,
exactly.
Trends and all that kind of stuff. All that business heebie-jeebie that I couldn't care less about. But starting something from the ground up, even with a name as big as Google, We've seen similar startups just fail. You know, like you said earlier, the Ouya, the Steambox. Sure, they have got like a little niche market, but you're not going to get...
The niche market instantly restricts you.
But you're not going to get Naughty Dog making a game just for your Google thing, as a poor example, but an example
of someone with a powerhouse.
Yeah. Because then... And opening new studios for it isn't going to do anything either, because the studios don't have that history behind them.
Yeah, and that would mean then that would be coming out in like 5 years from now.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just skimming over this again.
Like, as much as I love the idea of helping take the buffer out, like allowing you to be able to run a bigger game better, that part's really cool. But like Google as a company is very questionable, or they've done some questionably things.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people have 100% faith in the Google brand. Like people think Sony has bad PR right now. Fucking try to be Google.
Yeah, but try to be Google forever.
Yeah.
You know, there's always something. Another paragraph from the article is, we're not sure whether Google is looking to compete with the tech specs of the next PlayStation and Xbox, or whether the Google console will be cheaper and low-end, relying on the streaming service to pull its weight. If they manage to actually do it, and they're like, we're going to give it a good solid crack, you've lost Australia as a market. Because if it really is just streaming, you have NBN, and I'm not confident you could stream a 4K video game. Now, NBN's meant to be the best we can get.
We have I have all the correct boxes for NBN. I've got fiber to the premise. I've got 100 megs up, down, and 50 megs up, or whatever. Like, as in, that is literally the best NBN plan that you can get. And
sometimes Netflix buffers when you're watching The Office.
Yeah, sometimes. But like that, I do wonder, like that in the infrastructure that they would have to put in place to make that possible, including they would have to have local servers with that data. So this is something very interesting, because I was curious on how Netflix works and how you can almost have it with almost relatively no buffering, and there's no like chokeholds, right? So what they do is they have a plant of servers, not just in one location. Like, hey, all the servers are based out of Sydney. There's probably like eight of them in the Victoria and Melbourne area. You know what I mean? So you're pulling from whichever's closest to you. Like, I imagine Google would have something similar like that, or servers around different areas to assist with YouTube and all that sort of stuff. But that would have to be probably bumped up. But Google,
it seems like a big money.
Yeah, Google have a lot of money, but I think the risk and reward is very not lined up there.
A couple other things. Google wants... I lost my spot as I was reading it. In January 2018, Google hired Phil Harrison, the veteran video game executive who spent long stints at Sony and Microsoft. And Google has also been on a big hiring spree, bringing in experienced video game developers and marketers from EA, PlayStation, many other top companies. The money's certainly there. So it looks like they're like, let's at least R&D some things.
I am totally open to the idea of it. I'm like, fuck yeah, give it a go. Why not? Like, that's the best thing about business. It's taking sweet risks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It could pay off magnificently.
It could do wonders. It could knock off one of the others. I doubt it, but it could.
I doubt it, but...
It could.
Do we only have room for 3? Or can they scooch over? Can they scooch a little bit?
We've only, like... Really... It also depends on the market that they're hitting. Like... There is only... Like, there is, like... In terms of, like... There's the one market, which is PS4 and Xbox. Nintendo doesn't fight that market.
Yeah.
Although there are 3 big console manufacturers right now, there's only 2 that talk to each other. The 2 that are in direct competition.
Yeah. That's what I like about Nintendo, though. They just kind of do their own thing. But maybe that's what Google will be as well. The Yeti. They'll just do their own thing.
My concern is that if they are going down that streaming route, which sounds really cool. However, if they do go into the hardware-ish market, they will instantly be behind the eight ball. Like, in the same way that Switch right now is in a good place, but when we've got next gen literally around the corner, and that's going to demolish what Switch has. And if Google come out and do the same thing, demolished.
I don't think they'll do. In terms of hardware,
the point I mean is in terms of
what you're saying. If they want to do like a disc-based system,
if Google make a disc-based, or even like a hardware-based console, as in like it's got its own graphics and whatever, like compared to like a streaming thing, there will likely be a step behind, the same way that Switch is. But then by that time, Switch will be behind again.
It's fine. Switch does its own thing. I'm just thinking we should also probably thank who suggested this topic, because we didn't have one for this week.
Yeah, we kind of decided.
We're in that period again.
We're in that weird our
There's
version,
no
like
games.
our winter drought.
Ben Bad.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Ben
Ben.
Baird, you beautiful bastard.
Bastard.
You bastard. Congratulations to Ben as well, he and his wife. Have you ever seen the Aussie Man reviews?
I don't think so.
Oh, there's a YouTube channel with this guy called Aussie Man, and he just comes in, just fucking reviews like random footage of stuff, but like really Aussie. It's really good. He got him to announce his pregnancy to the world,
Hey.
and it's fucking rad.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's like, "Hi, it's Aussie Man." it's solid. It's really solid.
Cool.
But yeah, congratulations to him. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, my biggest concern is that where the competition sits, because like gamers as a whole are like, is it more powerful? Is it blah blah blah? Now, granted, people are willing to make concessions for the Switch because like it's portable. It makes sense. Why it needs to be able to have some pullbacks. But if it wants to be in anywhere near the same league as Xbox and Microsoft, Xbox and PlayStation, it better bring the goods. And I don't think Google has. Google may have those connections.
I'm sure they have the
don't know
connections.
who. This is where okay,
Connections and
okay.
money. Connections and money, I don't think are the problem. It's the know-how.
Well, this is a bit of side interest. So the last, I know. So PS3 and PS3 had the Cell processor, which was very much a self-proprietary processing unit, right? However, it was running on AMD graphics. The Xbox 360, I believe, was running on AMD processors and graphics. Both the Xbox One and the PS4 are both running on AMD architecture. So what could be like that could be the way they're in is they connect with Nvidia.
Yeah, maybe. Could be.
That would be an interesting outcome, because everyone over here is working with like AMD, doing AMD thingies. They're like, no, we've hooked up with Nvidia, because Nvidia do have. It says in the article as well, like Nvidia have Nvidia Now or something. They do have a beginning of a streaming service that allows to take a bit of that hardware buffer away from you. So I think mentioning that so Jason Schreier mentioning Nvidia in that, I don't think it's a coincidence.
Ooh, what does he know more?
I don't think he knows. He may know more, but I think there's a reason why he's referring to that exact process that Nvidia use. I would like to see that.
I would like to hear what other people think about having a new console in the fray. Do we need it? Do we deserve it? I don't think we deserve it, actually.
That was pretty shit.
We're just
shit.
We don't. No. But there is no drop this week either. So there's a lot of content just not there this week. Not because of us. We're here. We're doing it.
Okay, we turned up.
Do you have anything to add before I do the end spiel? That PlayStation conversation happened on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes and the other podcast services. If you'd like to be a part of future conversations, please join us on Facebook, join us on Discord, comment below. If you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/popculturist. Head over there, check out the tiers. Might be something there that interests y'all.
And as we do sometimes pull topics from the community and those suggested. So if you want us to talk about something very specific, drop it down in the comments below. I'm always in those comments. I'll grab that and I'll take them and be like, hey, Josh, what do you think? And he's like, sure. I didn't have a topic anyway. I'm like,
All
thanks,
of them.
Josh.
Mm-hmm. Not my fault there's nothing going on.
Yeah, it's pretty so quiet right now.
What is next? I know we're in the middle of the end.
Yeah, I'll finish the spiel and we can jump to it. But of course, if you want to show your love Pop Culturist on your body, head to popculturist.com/shop, where you can buy shirts, you can buy bags, you can buy pillowcases and all those other random things without logos on it. Of course, we are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists. Come over there, donate, do whatever, all those sort of things. Come join the parties over there. Other than that,
I'm just looking at what's coming out in July.
What's coming out in July? Well, I like this. So we're at the VG 24/7 article. Mm-hmm. They pretty much list all the. Oh,
you motherfucker! Just for PopC, I'll do that.
So you got your thing saying, "Hey, turn off your ad block."
I don't know what I'm using. That one.
Oh, things.
How do I stop it?
In ages.
Pause on this side. There we go. I'm using an ad block in VG 24/7. It's like, please don't.
I'm just going to pull it up as well.
No, I got it.
We got it?
Maybe. This is going to pop up again. I'm like nearly there. Jesus Christ, when is that? June. Here we go. July.
Oh,
Holy
what are we looking at? Okay, well, there's a lot of games where they interest us and it's very different. All right, let's go through them. Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered. Probably not. No, I'm just running through them. Warhammer 40k. Inquisitor. Looks kind of interesting. Flat Heroes. The Lion Song. Defiance.
Yes, All-Star Fruit Racing.
Islands of Nine. Octopath Traveler, of course, is a big one.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Doesn't really help PlayStation show.
Captain Toad. Treasure
Sonic
Tracker.
Mania Plus. Adventure Time. Impulsion. The Mega Man X Collection. Banner Saga. Oh, No Man's Sky comes Xbox. There is nothing that is really good for PlayStation. So in that case, hi, do you have suggestions for topics of conversation over the next 4 weeks? Because we're going to need them.
When was that a thing?
That was announced at the Nintendo conference.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed it. Overcooked 2? Yeah, I missed it.
Electric Boogaloo. I'm Ryan Besson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And that was for the players. But seriously, if you have any suggestions, let us know because we're going to need them.
Yeah.
Bye.